This is if you were absent on the January 19th. So when we were starting off, we started off class. Yesterday, we were looking at the difference between extra big muscles and how it's different from typical ones. And we figured out that the extra big muscled animals ended up having bigger cells that had more muscle, and they actually had more cells. And so some people, we brainstormed personal experience about how people get more muscles, and a lot of people ended up saying stuff like working out, eating protein, steroids, something of that nature. We then went to looking at these pictures, and what did we notice about these athletes that are in wheelchairs? And we noticed that their arms are much larger than their counterparts that aren't in wheelchairs. And a lot of people said they thought that it was because they were in a wheelchair, so they were exercising them quite a bit. So now what you need to do is in today's folder, today's Wednesday, you're going to want to do the quizzes because that's going to practice the skills for reading graphs. So I would pause this video and go do that. And then when you come back, you're going to want to click into the absent folder, 119, and click into there. And how does diet and exercise affect muscle size? Hopefully this is where you're finding this video, but I'm going to do the very first one with you. You are going to want to open up the assignment in Cami. When you open up the assignment in Cami, it looks like this. It's a graphic organizer. We did this in class on paper, but and it is 2 pages. You're going to need to do this typing it on here. So you're going to be later clicking on all these different links. So if I'm clicking on the very first one about building muscles, so I'm trying to figure out what the claim or main idea about this article is, what evidence is given to support the claim or main idea, and in the author cite sources for where they got their information from. So if I'm looking at the top of it in the front, it's automatically telling me that this is coming from some sort of blog. So if you don't know what a blog is, sometimes people had a hard time with it, kids in class. A blog is essentially an online diary. You can tell people, anybody can create one, you can write about whatever you want. Sometimes they end up videoing what it is that they're doing. An example of one would be this fitness one. It's somebody is telling about how you can 10 ways to make vegetables taste good. How did they start eating vegetables? And so it's just someone's opinion compared to if they gave evidence at the bottom. So if we're thinking back to this article, and remember you can zoom in over on the side. I'm just going to zoom in just so I can see a little bit more. Compared to some of the pictures or articles that we read where they cited evidence at the very bottom, like this one. These were the pictures of these muscles, and they gave who took the picture. This would be citing evidence. Or here's another one, citing evidence. Almost always they're at the very bottom, and it'll have some names saying where they got that information from. So I'm going to read the article, and we're going to try to fill in this very first column. All right. Today we are talking about muscle growth. A lot of people want big muscles but do not understand how to get them. I am here to help. 2 things help you grow muscles: diet and exercise. Makes sense, right? The food you eat affects how your body looks, and using muscles makes them stronger. So this post will give you details about both, and you can be growing muscles in no time. I am living proof that exercise helps muscles grow. I have been a runner for a long time, and I can tell you, running has given me great-looking muscles. I run 3 miles a day during the week, and I can run further than that on the weekends. I think stretching also helps my muscles develop. Obviously, the cells in our muscles need to stretch out to grow. So take time to do a lot of stretches, which really makes a difference in muscle growth. I like to use the Move It Cord brand exercise band to make my stretches really count, and it's only $9.99, a great deal. When it comes to your diet, while you build muscles, be sure you reduce the calories in your daily meals and snacks. It is also helpful to take a vitamin supplement such as Strong Grow, which contains calcium, iron, and vitamin C. Your bones and teeth need calcium, but so do your muscles. Your blood needs iron to carry out oxygen to your muscles while you are exercising. Vitamin C helps prevent infections, and you cannot build muscles if you are sick. So Strong Grow is highly recommended product for you to try as you grow your muscles. Thanks for taking the time to read today's post about muscle growth. Now get out there and get moving. This blog site uses affiliated links, and the writer may receive a small commission if you purchase the items. Well, I don't see anything at the bottom saying where they got it. And if you've heard of influencers, that's kind of like bloggers where they get money sometimes if people click on links. So if I'm looking at my graphic organizer, did the author cite sources for where they got the information? No, there wasn't any sort of author, any sort of names. They're almost always at the bottom. Now we're going to try to figure out what was this article mainly about. So if we're trying to figure out what this article is mainly about, it kind of tells us at the beginning. Today we are talking about muscle growth. A lot of people want big muscles but do not understand how to get them. I'm here to help. 2 things that help you grow muscles: diet and exercise. So they're automatically telling us that you can grow muscles, and I'd be writing this down. You can grow muscles by changing your diet and exercise. So then the next one, we've got to figure out if there's any evidence to support that you can grow muscles by changing your diet and exercise. All right, I'm living proof that exercise helps make muscles grow. Talks about being a runner. So they're saying running helps make you change muscles. So running, they said, gives you great looking muscles. So let's keep going. Then they're also talking about stretching. So automatically when we're talking about stretching, we're going to get into that. So stretching is another way they just told us. So they're talking about stretching right here. So I added stretching. Now if I keep reading, talks about your diet and reducing the calories. So I'm going to say reducing, because we know means going down. Reducing calories. So that's like what you eat. Then as I'm also reading, it's talking about this supplement. Taking a vitamin supplement is also helpful. So I'm going to write taking a vitamin supplement. And so just like what I did with you for this article, how to build muscles, you need to do it for the next 4. And you're filling it out on Cami. I will give you a hint though, for this Greek yogurt and resistance training. When you open it up, it's going to talk about, there's a Greek yogurt group, because typically Greek yogurt has a lot of protein, but then they're also talking about this placebo pudding group. And all a placebo is, it's almost like a fake medicine. When they're testing something out, a lot of times people, when they think they're going to take medicine, it'll automatically make them feel better. They often are given, in tests, they're given a sugar pill or something that isn't going to do anything, and they don't tell people which one they got because they don't want them to, oh, I'm thinking I'm taking a medicine and it's automatically going to make me feel better. So that's what they're talking about, is the placebo pill, is it has nothing in it. And so you're going to continue filling out those rest of this and click submit when you're done.